Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Ropes. So delighted to have you join us. Delighted to be joined by my co-host, Laurie. How are you doing?
I'm all right. It's one of my favourite times of the week, this
Same.
show. I'm looking forward to it.
So it kind of feels a bit weird because obviously last week we were inundated with boxing madness and news. There was just so much going on. And this week it feels a little bit, a bit more sensible in terms of what's been going on in the boxing circuit. But I definitely think something that we should talk about and celebrate, actually, is the undercard for the Fury Makhmudov fight, which has been announced, it's been released, and it's looking absolutely sensational. So I know we spoke previously about how we had a little internal debate about whether Tyson Fury and Arslanbek Makhmudov could fill Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and you are of the mindset that, well, it depends on the undercard.
I did say that. I did say that. Yeah.
I feel like you manifested what can only be described as probably one of the best fight cards that we've seen in a long, long time. Although I've got the memory of a goldfish, so I could be wrong there. However, let's get into what the undercard entails. So as the chief support of the evening, we have, can you guess?
Yes, I can. Actually, you know what? I think it's been elevated from main support to co-main event.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I can understand that as well. Conor Ben versus Prograis.
You can understand that?
Yeah, 100%. If I said to you, right, which fight grabs your attention more, Fury versus Makhmudov or Conor Ben versus Prograis, in light of what's been happening recently?
I'm stunned. I'm stunned and shocked.
I'm not talking in terms of the significance of the fight, but which one grabs your attention more?
Neither. Well, Tyson Fury Makhmudov grabs my attention more.
Really?
Yeah. Who the what?
No.
Sorry,
I need to be clear. I'm not saying in terms of the better fighters and the gravity of the fight. I'm saying which one, given what we know now, grabs your attention more? Which one are you more looking forward to?
I'll be honest, I don't give a flying toss about the Conor Ben Regis.
Yeah, but you said you didn't about Fury either.
I say a lot of stuff.
And I'm with you on that. Fury versus Makhmudov, because listen, we know he's going to win. Like, we're not excited about Tyson Fury coming back.
I hear that, but I'm even less excited about Conor Ben versus Regis Prograis. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not that excited about it. Like, Conor Ben facing a guy who hasn't really done very much in the last few years doesn't excite me. It doesn't excite me. And plus, he said, what did Conor Ben say? I really need to stop talking about Conor Ben. But what did Conor Ben say? Oh, I can still make welter. I can still make welter. Well, you're not doing it at welter, are you? So just full of hot air, and I'm not interested in it at all.
No, I absolutely understand that. But I guess where I'm coming from is if you're a casual, say, a potential ticket buyer for this event, you're not like that wholesome purist that,
some of us claim to be.
And you're looking for a night out. And I just think that the Conor Ben, given what's happened with him recently, I just think that I can understand why that is now co-main event, because a lot of people, trust me, they'll be looking forward to that one more than Fury's fight.
Fine. I hear it from that perspective. Yeah, that makes sense because of all the buzz around him and the talk and whatever. Yeah, of course, he's going to grab the attention. Yeah, his commercial value's gone up, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
For all his sins, his commercial value has increased. But yeah, no, I don't really care about that fight. Also don't care too strongly about the main event, but I'm really excited by two other fights that are on the undercard. So we have Jamie TKV versus Richard Riakporhe for the British heavyweight title. That's a really, really interesting one.
That is a good fight, very good fight.
Which we'll get into. And then
they call that a trade fight, by the way. Well, you know the term. Trade fight meaning that it may not be immediately attractive to people who are not overly familiar with boxing, but people in the boxing industry and trade, hence the word trade fight, know that is going to be it's a 50-50.
It's an amazing fight.
Yeah.
It's so good. And yeah, I really want to dissect that more with you. But just to say as well, the other fight that really intrigues me on that undercard is Fraser Clark versus Justice Hooney.
Yeah.
And that's a really interesting one because, again, it's in the heavyweight division. So it's actually a great show in terms of, like, there's loads of heavyweight boxing on it, and that will attract, a commercial boxing crowd, should we call them? Because obviously people are really excited by heavyweights because of the, you know, one punch can change it all kind of vibe. But that fight is really intriguing to me because obviously Fraser Clark and Justice Hooney both have come off losses to Fabio Wardley.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
So
both dramatic losses as well, weren't the second Fraser one was
very, very dramatic. And yeah, interesting because obviously the first fight with Fabio Wardley and Fraser Clark, it went the distance, it was a draw. And the second fight, obviously, you know, when you've seen that fight play out over 12 rounds, people were like, oh, what's going to happen next? Took him out.
Horrible knockout.
It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. He caved his face in. It was horrible.
Yeah, I thought he'd had a stroke in the ring.
Like, it was really bad.
It was bad.
I was worried. You know, and Justice Hooney in the fight against Fabio was not arguably, he was winning.
He was boxing his ears off.
He was boxing.
I actually thought that he was on the way to stopping Fabio in that fight. That's how it was starting to look. He was putting more of a beating on Fabio than Joseph Parker ever was. That fight was...
Yeah.
Maybe you could argue that Joseph Parker was up a round or so, but...
Yeah. Joseph Parker, Fabio Wardley had a bit more ebb and flow to it.
Exactly.
Whereas this felt quite one-sided until he was taken out.
Yeah, again, dramatic. Bang! One fight.
Fabio, man.
Yeah, he's Fabio.
Fabio.
He's Fabio Rocky. I should call him. But yeah,
Fabio.
So exactly. Hooney and Fraser is a very attractive fight to watch. I would say though, it sounds to me like a bit of a cash-out fight for Fraser. It would appear that they're cashing him out because it's one of them where if he doesn't win this one, where does he go really? He's definitely relegated to journeyman. If not, he might have to retire. And then the problem he has is that Hooney is an excellent boxer. As we saw against Fabio, the guy's got genuine good boxing skills. Okay, Fabio, you know, knocked him out, as Fabio does to people.
But it's heavyweight boxing, so that can happen, right?
But the problem with Fraser is he doesn't have that kind of power. So how does he beat Justice Hooney?
Yeah.
How does he beat him?
I don't really think he does, I'll be honest.
It's going to be a hard night for Fraser. But it's still an attractive fight.
Yeah, I don't really think he does. I think that, you know, the thing with Fraser, and I do want to, on camera, talk about some of the stuff that we were talking about off camera, because I thought it was an interesting debate that we were having. We sort of sat on opposite sides of our opinion on this one. But the thing with Fraser is, like, his career trajectory has not been on the up. Right?
No.
And like his fight against Jamie T, you got to understand, Fraser Clark, former Olympian, a really standout amateur, like achieved so much.
Well, he's former Commonwealth Games gold medalist, former Olympic Games bronze medalist. He was captain of the GB team for years. So he's an esteemed amateur.
Esteemed,
but he's one
as
of
a
those
professional.
Guys, yeah, he's not quite lived up to it as a professional.
No, which kind of feeds into...
Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing. I'm just recalling some of the conversation.
Yeah.
But, you know, we have spoken previously about this seems to not always be a trend, because I wouldn't say it's across the board, but we have seen it happen with former Olympians who, you know, they come onto the pro boxing circuit and they're so well suited to the amateurs, hence being so successful at the amateurs. And pro boxing, although it's boxing, it is a different sport.
Two different sports. Yeah.
You know, and they don't quite reach the heights that people envisaged for them.
Well, there's another guy, I'm sure you've heard of him, on the same Olympic team as Fraser Clark, a guy that was expected to do really well, really good boxer, Pat McCormack from the North East. He lost recently, so he's been derailed. So yeah, you're right. Just because you medal and you're a top amateur doesn't mean to say that's going to transfer to success as a pro. Two different sports.
Yes, absolutely. But I mean, for me personally, something that I've met Fraser. I like Fraser, don't get me wrong, but I do feel that he comes off, you know, so excuse me for this, but he comes off like mad whiny at times, you know, like he really gives me that impression. It's just like, okay, cool. Like, you did a lot in the amateurs. Respect to you for that. Like, no one can take that from you, but you can't feel entitled to people's like respect and credit as a pro when you've not done that much as a pro. And
this is going to be one of the rare moments, Melissa, that I'm going to have to call you to task over that, because I do feel a little bit sorry for Fraser. I'm going to declare an interest as well, because I met him a few times. He's a proper nice guy. But I think the problem that Fraser's encountered is that ever since he turned professional, I think what it is the aesthetics of it. So if you're a big, strong-looking heavyweight and you're not banging people out, you know what the refrain is. Oh, he's SHIT, because he can't punch and he can't bang people out.
Why didn't you just say the word?
You know, some people get offended, and you know. But anyway, yeah. So I lost my train of thought there.
Sorry.
Yeah. So because he's not banging people out, he's not looking overly exciting. Although the first fight with Fabio was a really good fight. I was at the fight. People have been quite disparaging about him, and I think he's a little bit of a fight for respect he's had throughout his career. Hence why you might think he's a little entitled and a bit moany and whiny.
I just find it moany. Like, bro, okay, cool. Like, I get it. Okay, people are not maybe giving you the credit that you think you deserve. But I would say all of us in our respective fields have at some point felt that way.
I don't get the respect I deserve.
Exactly. Exactly. You don't need to respect Laurie. That's what I feel strongly about.
I don't know why, but I don't get the respect. Come on, people. Give me my respect. Put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on the man's name.
Yeah.
How dare they?
Yeah, exactly.
How dare they? I'll fight your corner. Don't you worry.
Thank you.
I just feel like, okay, for me, it was the face-off when he had the face-off with Fabio Wardley, and they, like a head-to-head or whatever they call it, where they were both sitting across the table and they were both talking. And Fabio, you know, his opponent, was like, yeah, I think I'm going to win the fight. And immediately, maybe not immediately, I could be exaggerating, but Fraser's basically sentiment to that was just like, oh, you think it's going to be an easy night's work? It's like, bro, like, he needs to believe that he's going to win the fight. Yeah. And lo and behold, he won the fight.
He did win the fight.
You know, so...
Although the first fight was very competitive.
It was, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm not trying to discredit Fraser. I do like the kid, and I think that he's a good boxer, and he's obviously achieved loads of stuff in the amateurs. But for me, I'm just kind of like, let's just get the job done. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to... Anyway,
No, I get it, because if we're being honest, then as much as I have said that I respect Fraser and his amateur achievements are commendable, as a professional, he's not really lived up to expectation, because let's face it, in the big fights, you know, the Fabios, he didn't beat Fabio in 2 fights. Very disappointing loss, has to be said, to Jamie TKV. He was expected to win that.
Yeah.
He didn't win it. So you are right, he's not lived up to expectation, so he does need to get over it. But I do have some empathy for him.
No, and I love that about you. You know, I do love that about you. I'm obviously on smoke today, and for no good reason. I do like Fraser, and I do wish him all the best with that fight. And it'll be interesting to see who comes through in that fight. Yeah. Then we've got Jamie TKV versus Richard Riakporhe.
50-50 fight, man.
Yeah, and I feel like we almost have maybe different opinions on who we think is going to win this fight as well. What's your prediction on that one?
If it's early, I'm going for Riakporhe. If it goes past 5 or 6, I've got to lean towards TKV. I've got to say, Richard Riakporhe, another nice guy, by the way, met him a few times. I was very disappointed with him against Chris Billam-Smith. Dare I say it, he choked. Because that was a fight. He'd beaten Chris Billam-Smith before, hadn't he? Before they fought for the title. And he dropped a real stinker in that fight.
He
so
did drop
much
a
so
stinker.
that I was questioning whether he still wants to be in the game, because I know he'd been doing all this other stuff outside the ring, model, etc., etc. And he dropped such a poor performance that I thought, you know what, this guy's heart is not in it. I'm not saying he has no heart, like fighting heart, up there. I didn't think he was attuned to the task. So he dropped a real stinker. To be fair to him, though, he came back and he fought Scott, what's his name? Scott.
Yeah,
the guy from Brighton.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah. He fought his son in his last... Scott Welch. He fought Scott Welch's son in the last fight, and now a lot of people are saying that could have been...
Tommy Welch?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. And Tommy Welch before was putting it on him a little bit in the press conference, and I thought, this could be lively.
Spicy.
But to be fair to Richard Riakporhe, he smoked him. Now, what Richard Riakporhe's got is the equaliser.
He's got the equaliser.
So if he does land on TKV has been hurt and stopped before.
Of course, yeah.
So
David Adley.
But yeah, exactly. Another big puncher. This heavyweight scene, man, it's lively.
It's lively. It's very lively. The thing is,
if it goes past 5-6, though, you'd have to start favouring TKV.
Yeah. The thing is, I do want to say, because I'm feeling very disagreeable today, I think that maybe we're underestimating the game plan that Chris Billam-Smith went into that fight with, because he has Shane McGuigan in his corner, and they had a fantastic game plan. And what Shane did really well, has done really well with Chris Billam-Smith's career, is Chris Billam-Smith is, you know, a hardy guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And he's got certain attributes. But let's be honest, like, I'm sure when he first turned over pro, people didn't really expect him to achieve the heights that he's achieved. But what Shane McGuigan...
Another super nice guy, but...
Yeah, extremely nice guy. Yeah. But what Shane McGuigan's done extremely well is he's molded his attributes to his favor when it comes to game plans. And that night was a very, very clear example of that. So I'm really interested for those two on the undercard. And I'm very excited because I think that we'll probably do either a watch long or we'll be attending.
Yeah.
So it'll
Could
be
do both.
Yeah, we could do. Yeah.
I know DL Sports are interested in doing a watch along for that night, but yeah, we might well be there. But yeah, like I said, to me that is a 50-50. You don't want to go to the bathroom while that fight's on. It could end at any moment. They both can punch. They're both tough. Riakpo, though, he does have that big punching power. But TKV, is a tough guy, hard man. I think if it goes past 5 or 6, you're entering into TKV territory.
Yeah.
But the first half of the fight, I think Riakpo will be very dangerous.
Yeah. It's going to be absolutely spicy. Now, not to just quickly change topics, but I am very conscious of time. I feel like I say this every single time we record, Laurie, because I have such a great time chatting to you. But
I appreciate that.
I do want to have a moment to have a little rant about something.
You know me, I love a rant. Let's go. I'm here for it.
Honestly, like, I can't tell you guys how I feel heartbroken about
I know what's coming.
about what has transpired of Usyk. You know, anyone will tell you, anyone who knows me will tell you, my old coach used to say to me, when are you going to get that Ukraine tattoo, Melissa? Because I was obsessed with Usyk and Lomachenko. Obviously, everyone knows that that's my husband. But Usyk, like, for me, was one of my favorite boxers. And I'm not trying to take away from all of his achievements because they are absolutely unprecedented. The man's completed boxing, let's be real. But what are you doing right now? Why are you fighting some okay, fair enough, kickboxing legend, yeah, not a boxer, for your next fight? And the WBC have sanctioned it for the WBC title.
Quick question, which one's worse? Usyk fighting Verhoeven, which is weird.
Rico Verhoeven.
Or the WBC sanctioning it as a WBC heavyweight title fight.
I think that they both are equally shit, as my good friend Laurie would say. But yeah, I don't know what the WBC is up to. Yeah, the WBC are just absolutely delusional. They've lost
that organisation. Honestly, they are totally immoral, totally without integrity, totally without any moral. They're just disgusting.
Disgusting.
Really.
And honestly, like, the way that boxing is shaping up with everything that's going on with Zuffa boxing now talking about getting rid of all the belts and having the Zuffa belt, when the WBC does bullshit like this, it just makes you think, yeah, man, I can really see a change.
They're despicable.
Yeah.
They really are.
It's crazy.
And they're trying to pass it off as a special event. No, what you're doing is you're just trying to, because the fight has been held in Egypt and Turkey's promoting it, it's all about sanctioning fee money. Because that fight, I mean, don't get me wrong, Usyk fighting Verhoeven is trash. Now,
trash.
I'm like you. And that's the problem when we put people like this on pedestals. Invariably, they let you down. You know, they say that thing about you should never meet your heroes.
Yeah, but it's different because it's like he's a man. Do you know what I mean? Like, you always looked at Usyk and you were like, you're a man of integrity.
You thought, yeah, he's different.
He's different. He just felt like a different breed. And I get it. You're nearing the end of your career, but dude, like, cool, do what you're doing, but don't hold up the belts while you're doing it. Like, that's the bit that really pisses me off because there's so many people waiting in the wings for their opportunity.
Like Ajit Caballero.
Exactly.
How about you taking him on?
You're mandatory.
Yeah.
Take him on. You could have fought Fabio Wardley.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, it's just bullshit. And
Usyk has let me down. I mean, listen, I'm like you. I'm a big fan of Usyk. I've said so many occasions. I'm still a big fan of his, but this is poor, man. I mean... When you said you were going to fight Wilder, I was like, really? But then I gave you the benefit of the doubt on that one because I thought, okay, yeah, you're coming to the end of your career. You're an all-time great. You're definitely a modern-day boxing legend for everything you achieved. Not just as a pro, by the way, as an amateur as well. He's been fantastic. But then you do this, and I thought, okay, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. He's coming to the end of his career.
You were very kind with that one.
I said, okay, Wilder, nah, you're going to take care of Wilder within a few rounds. But... really, you should really be fighting Fabio. But I thought, okay, you're in the twilight years. You've earned it. You've been on the road, beating AJ, Fury, Dubois, back to back to back in hostile territory. I thought, okay, cool. I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Then it went quiet on the Wilder thing. Then I thought, what's going on with Usyk? I've not heard nothing. And then I hear this. I'm like, and then I see Verhoeven, he's a kickboxer. He's had one fight, by the way, right? And the opponent that he fought was some guy called Janos Finfero.
Who that?
He's a guy from Hungary, right? He's had 7 fights, Melissa. How many fights do you think he's won out of that 7?
0.
0.
Yeah.
and there's one no contest. He's lost 6. All 6 of his losses have come by knockout.
What is this?
Verhoeven knocked him out in the second round. And Melissa, that was back in 2014. So that was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So this man you might as well say he's never had a professional fight.
It's pathetic. It's really pathetic.
I'm disappointed, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, the least. I think the least. I'm livid about it, if I'm honest.
And that's me being mild.
Yeah, I'm absolutely livid about it. I just feel like, Usyk, I'm no longer getting that Ukraine tattoo. Is all I'll say on that matter. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what you think, which fight on the Fury Makhmudov undercard you're most looking forward to seeing, and also what you make of Usyk doing the things that Usyk has been doing recently. Don't forget in the meantime to comment, share, like, subscribe, and we look forward to catching you on the next episode of Beyond the Ropes.